China Fakes Everything Russian Store Edition. Fake Russian stores in China are popping up everywhere in recent months, and it's something that has even caught the attention of regular folks who think this is strange. Well, it turns out another one of those fake and scams in China. These videos show actual Russians visiting these stores only to find that most of the items they've never even heard of or seen in Russia before.
中国之后才认识的所谓的俄罗斯的品牌，看似像薯片一样的，反正我是从来没见过。他只写了个薯片卖你们20块，
看到都想笑。
这是个人名叫马克辛，跟我的朋友同名，我还是有正宗。这果是我从小喝到大，29块，我们那边差不多4块钱。
Привет，朋友们，我是俄罗斯的珊珊。
这个我不知道，没见过。
对，就巧克力，感觉在俄罗斯见过。
这是中国的呢，提拉米苏，这个很好吃，看起来中国的。
其他的不知道，但在这个店里，你是最真的俄罗斯商品。
对。
这个面。
你在我是最喜欢吃的。是别的国家的呢？
别的国家的，
对，
不是俄罗斯的。
不是，阿美尼是别的国家。
是俄罗斯人吗？对。我们的合照我能听得懂。
这个店里，珊珊是被围观最多的俄货量。
In a typical CCP scam fashion, these are actually made in China products labeled and branded as made in Russia. Just because you have white and blue and a polar bear on the storefront doesn't mean that these things are really from Russia. And unfortunately, this has become what people in China are calling an IQ test. Because are you blindly following this propaganda to love Russia, or are you rational enough to still consider and flipping the product around to see where it's being made? While the stores are selling some items from Russia, most of them are made in China.
为什么感觉我好久没见过，所以给我妹妹打个电话吧。Привет! Посмотри, пожалуйста, некоторые продукты ты видела или нет? Есть у нас такие или нет?
Нет.
Нет? Ну, а что-нибудь, вот это есть или нет? Это вот пломбирок?
Да, что-то было знакомо, вот это видела где-то.
А ты знаешь, сколько примерно стоят они?
Ну, наверное, рублей 100-200.
他说这个
Наверное, рублей 300.
他说这个是真的，但是在俄罗斯这个是17-18块左右，这边是26。
Even if in the videos you see Russian girls being hired to parade around the mall to try to make it seem like that this store is legit, well, unfortunately, they're not. China literally fakes everything. What they're essentially doing is making it seem like the product is made in Russia, plus a 10 times the original price of the same items that you would actually find in Russia, or in this case, they literally put potato chips written in Russian on the label and calling that a product. Like, we have the technology today to be able to just hold up the phone's camera to the product and it will translate it to you. Or we have Napoleon chocolate. Yeah, I'm sure this Russian leader loved his dark chocolate when he was losing the Battle of Waterloo, right? By the way, Napoleon's French, not Russian. Or you've got candy that's made in Ukraine but are being sold in a Russian store. Is that irony or is that just plain dumbness? It's extra embarrassing because these are real Russians going into the stores and finding out that most of the products are not from Russia.
你见过这些在俄罗斯吗？见过吗？看来这家店里最正宗的就是玛莎了，来自俄罗斯的玛莎。
这些都是假的。是谁写的？我看不懂。这个。
我看是，这不是。这第一次看到的，这个都上面写的是中文汉字。这个看一下，这个我品牌我也不知道。
This is one of my favorite ones. On January 3rd, a Russian woman in Shanghai was shopping one of these stores, pointed out that many of the goods in the stores were not from Russia, and she was kicked out by the clerk.
所有的产品不是俄罗斯的产品，这个俄罗斯绝对没有。No， 这也不是俄罗斯的。对呀，是不是呀？我们告诉了吗？告诉没人。这个我在俄罗斯从来没有看过。他们不让我拍，担心以后就没有客户了呀。跟我说我们在这儿不让拍，但是没什么牌子，没说不让拍，绝对不来这儿。 不要觉得这是俄罗斯节。
The woman then asked, why do Chinese people need to deceive each other? Well, Russian woman, let me tell you, this is just a typical thing that happens here. Also posted on the same day, another Russian woman went to another store in Guangxi province this time, and the store suddenly lost power when she was halfway through her shopping, and the person said, well, it's because you're here.
直接黑灯，就是因为你来了，然后就直接没有电了。
So basically, they just Google translated whatever they thought was the case of a Chinese word into Russian and slapped that onto a label and called it a product. It honestly reminds me of one of those North Korean documentaries where you go into the store that they're selling like American goods or whatever goods that they have, and you're the only customer there. Like, it's such a Patemkin village type of vibe. Just because they've slapped on a Russian doll on the label, or, you know, they got Russian writing, well, it literally takes you 5 seconds to just Google Translate. Well, I guess they don't have Google, but they have, you know, Chinese search engines. You can do that now. And to just check the manufacturing location. Hence why it's being called an IQ test. Take beef tendon sausage, for example. A Russian man made a video saying that Russians don't eat beef tendon sausage.
给大家提个醒，我们俄罗斯人根本不吃牛筋肠，也不喝骆驼奶粉。很多俄罗斯肉类食品根本不允许出口。
Now, the main reason why these stores are popping up is it's literally people taking the opportunity to make some fast cash from another sort of trendy hype that they're pushing, which is since 2022, the invasion of Ukraine, China has ramped up its propaganda that they are the brothers in arm with Russia, and, you know, the Xi and Putin, this friendship with no limit, is what's triggering this big hype, right? Because currently, if you love China, then you also have to love Russia. And that's why people started to make these stores, because, you know, you want to support your brother, right? Your comrade. When the war first started, the official shop of the Russian National Ministry, all of its items were sold out so quickly because people thought that was the way to buy up their products to support the war effort. And it was also during a period where we saw a lot of Russian pretending to be Russians online, influencers like this guy here. He lives in Henan and he pretended to be a Chechen Russian man who also speaks Chinese. And eventually people found out he was faking this. He was actually not Chechen, he was Chinese. There was also the Russian girl, Nana, who pretended also to be a Russian girl, but in actuality was a Chinese woman as well. To offset the global sanction on Russia, China did purchase a lot of Russian goods and in turn tried to use their own currency to trade with Russia. So basically offset some of that sanction effort from the United States and others. But now what's been happening is it's evolved into sort of the societal behavior, which when it comes to China, everything can be a scam. You can have fake Russian goods, you can have fake everything else. Combined with the increasing focus on supporting Russia through its propaganda with a nationalistic prospect as well, well, you have a perfect formula for some people to make some quick cash, and that's pretty much it. All right, that's it today for the short episode on why there's fake Russian stores in China. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, comment below your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, bye-bye.